I know that you probably don't know me, but I'm not going to tear it apart. I will tell you all the things that I see that are good, and then I will talk about some things that could be improved upon, and just a little hacks and things like that that can help you get found online. So I'll go ahead and get started. So the first thing I do usually is go through the whole portfolio just so I can. It's fine. That's fine. Um, it's not 100% wrong. So we're gonna get you pointed in the right direction. I often say like, come behind me, shift my shoulders, push me in the way I'm supposed to go. So that's what we're gonna do. Um, so the first thing I usually do is I just kind of walk through a portfolio, just put my eyes on it. So I might be a little quiet while I do that, and then I will come back through and just give my commentary on it. It will be colorful, I'm sure. So okay, I'm gonna run through it real quick. Okay, thank you, Arbel. All right. So the first thing I would say is I love, love, love the background. I think it's amazing, and I think it looks different than everybody else's, which is something that I really want to encourage everybody to do. Like, make sure your portfolio stands out for sure. Um, is this the link, Kristen, that you send to people, or do you send a link out? Like, have you sent this out to anybody? Hi, Carmen. Awesome. I'll look at yours next. I'm excited. Okay, so you mainly use Fiverr, so that's great. Okay. And then let me go through. So the things that I like is that you have your name on there, you have what you do, and you have a really good image of yourself. Those are three of the four or five things that you need on this first canvas, as they call them in Canva. The thing about your hero image is that there may be some brands that only look at your hero image and nothing else. And so you want to give them everything that they need to get in contact with you, to know about you, to know what you do. And then you will, then if they decide that they don't need to look any further, like you're exactly what they're looking for, they can get in contact with you. Now, we will go through some of the things that we could do to improve this, and I'll tell you, what we could put on there. I love that you have information about who you are and kind of what sets you apart. I'm the average hot mess millennial mom with a normal messy house and a busy real life. Like, that is what people want to see. They want to see real people talking about real things that make their life better. So I like that you say right here what you can provide. And oh yeah, that's good. Well, obviously that is not applicable right now unless you are pregnant again. But yeah, I like that you have some of your experience there. That's good. This is great. That the fact that you don't have these auto played is huge. Thank you, thank you. If you do have them auto played, we can fix that. No big deal. But yours are not. I like that you have what kind of product you're talking about, so it's easy to find. If you have somebody that has bath products and they're looking at your portfolio, they can easily go see what your vibe is in your bathroom, what your vibe is in your living room, that kind of thing. I like that it looks like this is probably a spokesperson. I will speak to the different kind of videos in just a little bit. And you'll probably hear me repeat myself a little bit, but that's okay. Repetition is key when it comes to learning new things. This is great. It's great. I like that they're all aligned. I feel like 4 is probably the most you should have. And so this looks good, which kind of messes with my head because I know in decorating you should have like odd numbers, but 4 looks really good across a 16 by 9. And then you have a way to get in contact with you. That's great. So are you wanting to just take clients that are going through Fiverr? Is that what your goal is? Or do you want to start reaching out to brands just for, let's see, pretty exclusively, but I need something just in case, yeah. Start reaching out. Okay. Okay, good. All right, so now I'm going to go back and let me just play something.
Calling all gourmet foodies, as any gourmet foodie. So what's the big deal with Corinthian? I just got the coolest new...
Okay. All right, so I'm going to go back to the very beginning. So the first thing I would do is you need to transfer this over into a website so that it's not a presentation. This is something that happens a lot. So you're not the only one, and most people are just looking for like the. I'm going to turn my camera on so you have somebody to look at. I think I'm going to turn my camera on. Hold on. Okay, so most people are like just looking for that 16 by 9 and not really paying attention to like what they're grabbing. Right now you have it in presentation mode. There may be an easy way to convert it over to a website, but what I have found is I just have to like copy everything, like start a new website in Canva, use a website template, and then you'll copy and paste that all over into the website template because it kind of formats it differently. It runs vertically instead of like a PDF. So one of the telltale signs, even if you're not a beginner, it looks like you'd be a beginner by having it in presentation mode. Like that is feedback from brands, people that hire UGC creators. They say the very first thing that tells them that you're a beginner is that it is in a presentation or PowerPoint looking presentation. And so you want to move that over to the website. So you can just go into the design and pick a website template. And it doesn't even have to have anything in it. You can just copy and paste. You may have to copy and paste the background separately. So, you had a website before. Yeah. And after we get done going through the different portfolios, I will tell you some recommendations I have. Canva, I know, is very popular, and it's a great starting place just to get something out there, but there are some other platforms that work as well. The other thing I would do is I would make sure that you have your name, you basically need 5 things, okay? So you need to have a good image, which you have a great image. I potentially would get it out of this frame because this is competing with everything. Like this frame is competing with you. And once you take it out of the frame, it's going to be competing with the background. So what I would do is come in here and do a transparent background. And then just like lighten it up a little bit so that you have contrast. All right. And then I would potentially do like a background removal on all the stuff behind you because again, we want the brand focusing on you, and any kind of extra like this picture and plant in the background, like it's nice, but if it's in an image and I'm looking for somebody's portfolio or whatever, I want to just see them. And then so I basically say who. So you have your name, what, your UGC creator. You don't have to put portfolio because they know there's a portfolio. Where are you based? You want to put like something smaller, like a little box that's smaller. Who, what, where, how to get in touch with you. And then if you have any social proof that like really stands out, like that something got so many views, or you have some viral stuff, you can put some social proof on there too. So, and then I would put a like a button that goes to either your email or whatever. Now you wouldn't be able to share that with anybody in Fiverr because you can't pull them out of Fiverr, but you can share it like on X and LinkedIn and all those other audiences. So that's the first thing I would do after I moved it over to an actual website. Yeah. Okay, good. Now, I typically say to move your bio or your about section down a little bit because brands do want to get to know you, but they want to see what you can do first. It's kind of like that. Is it Janet Jackson? What have you done for me lately? They want to see this stuff first. They want to see, is this somebody that I would use? So I would right away give them something to look at, whether it was images or videos. And with a welcome, that's fine. You can keep that there if you want to. But I usually recommend moving that down just a little bit and really just showing your best work, like your best work that you want them to see. Showcase that first so they can really get a feel for who you are. We scan online, so I would make a lot of this into bullet points, not full sentences. I would just be snap, snap, snap. Think about your toddler like trying to pay attention to you. Like you're not going to give them a monologue. You're going to be like bullet points, and that's what you want to do when you're putting things in here. Like one little paragraph for your bio, maybe 2. If you have it further down the page, you could leave it in there. But anything that you can put, like anything that's a series, like commas and things that can go into a list easily, I would put those into a list. All right. So I'm just gonna.
What's the catch with all these ads about free solar panels? If you're interested in solar, you may have seen some of those scammy ads promising no-cost solar.
Okay, so that's great. So do you do you know what type of video this is? Because one of the things that's going to be important is that you label your videos. Is it a spokesperson? Is it a problem solution? Is it a green screen? Is it a car spokesperson? Is it, a lifestyle or an organic ad? Is it a paid ad? Is it, whatever those things are, I would put that maybe underneath here, and that easily tells a brand, hey, this is a spokesperson, this is what she looks like when she's just talking straight to camera, or this is what a product demo looks like. So you can kind of give them two things, and I would probably make the bath products a little bit smaller and then make the text a little bit bigger. And then I would do that on both of those. I would make this clickable, and you can do that just by adding the link. It may already be clickable. No. So you could just copy and paste your email in there, and it'll make it clickable. I potentially would put that in like a little button, like put a little button behind it, and you don't necessarily have to put your name there, just your email. I like that you have the contact information there. And then this I would streamline a little bit. I would go and look at a few. I'm going to show you one that I've been working on. This is Elena's. Like something like this, it's super easy that they can click on super quick. If they get down to the bottom, you want to make it easy for them to get in touch with you. So I would make this very streamlined. If you want them to contact you on Fiverr, leave that in there. But if you're really wanting to get other platforms to give you the bigger deals that don't have to go through Fiverr, then I would potentially take that off. And then if you want to have any images or that kind of thing, this right here, it's fine. I know it's in a frame, but it cuts off your head. And so I would potentially just do like 2 longer ones or something like that if you wanted to leave it in that style. So those are just some top things. The biggest thing is get it into a website, streamline some of your stuff, talk about what kind of video it is. Is it a spokesperson? Is it a problem solution? Is it, I can't remember all of it. My brain's not working. But what kind of video is it so that they can easily find that? So label with the video type, not the client industry. You can do both. So potentially, if you don't mind, I'm just going to move this here, and then I'll duplicate it. And then you could say product demo. And I would maybe like make that, just a little bit bigger, maybe bold it or something. And then put that underneath, like a little smaller. You could do something like that so that they can see, oh, this is what this is. You just need a little bit of hierarchy so that they'll know what to look at first. If you do everything the same size, they won't know what to look at. So, all right, I'm going to move to the next one. So thank you, Kristen. I hope that wasn't painful. You've done a great job. You got a great start. So let me know if you have any trouble after. You're welcome. All right, I am going to, let me just go back to Elena's. I want you to, while I'm looking for the next link, I want you to look at her cover photo. I highly, highly encourage you to really make your cover photo stand out. Working on mine. All right, Carmen, I'm so excited that you're here in C5-1, and and also that you came in and you have your portfolio. So I'm excited. Oh, I love that you have a domain name that is yours and not Canva. Oh, how exciting! Okay. All right, I love your vibe in your kitchen. That's beautiful. All right, so I'm just gonna do. So if y'all don't have your chat bubble on and see your see the messages coming through, make sure that you do that. Just hit that little bubble on the right. And I am recording this, but just in case something goes awry, make sure you take notes. Okay, I'm just gonna go through it real quick, and then I'll come back and give you some feedback. Nice. Nice, very nice. Good job. I like it. All right. I love your colors. I love the vibe. I love your hero image. Very nice, very nice. I do think we could tweak your hero image just a little bit so that you can get the information on there and also showcase you. Because I think this is a very good example of a lifestyle hero image. So what I potentially would do is move this over just a little bit, and this white space gives you a lot of room to put text in, like a darker text. Like you could bring all of this over here. So I know that we tend to, like, some people tend to like try to have symmetry side by side, and some people like really want center symmetry. With a hero image, our eye is going to track, and it goes in a Z. So whatever you want them to see first I would have over here to the left because we read left to right. So I potentially would put all of your information over here and move this, like, we don't really have to see your fridge. Everybody knows everybody has well, not everybody has a fridge, but you know that you're going to have a fridge. And that would give you more room right here to have that. I think you have that as a background, so that stretches. Yeah, the thing with Canva is it's not always mobile friendly, and it just makes me crazy. But I like that you have kind of like your own branding, and I really do like this. So if you want to keep the peak, I potentially would do like a little bit of a black square or something behind it to make it stand out against the white. And I would put all of this. I'm going to go back over here. I would put all of this. See how clear that looks? Like you immediately can know where to go to get in contact. So here I'm kind of like having to look around a little bit, and we don't want them to have to think because they're marketers and they're moving fast. And so we don't want them thinking. That sounds so silly, but one of my most prized books for web design is Don't Make Me Think, because they're moving fast and that we want to make it as easy as possible for them. So I typically don't like scripts on a website because it's just hard to read. And really, this is almost wasted space. So since you have you only have like a full one page, I would utilize all the space you can to get as much information to them without squishing everything on there. So they are seeing who you are right here. I would take this off. You don't really need it because they know who you are. I would stretch this button out just a little bit. And is that clickable? So make sure, what happens if I click on that? Oh, nice. I like the form. That's great. Make sure your button back here is clickable too, because if they click over here, they might not think you have a link there when you do. So make sure that you have the same link going to the button. And this is another thing, with having the about section, like we really want to see what you can do. So I would just move this one up one. And then if you wanted to have the about section in the middle, you could, or bring it down. I would have this button up here too. Like have this button in several places, and so they can get a hold of you. Because really, they may be looking for somebody that's in your demographic, your age, and they may not want to keep scrolling. They might be like, yep, this is the girl for us. I need somebody that has curly hair. Click. So you want to make it easy for them to get in touch with you. Because right here, it's kind of hidden. They can see it, but it's kind of hidden. So you want to make sure they can see that. Let's see.
Parents, I have a secret. You have to download this app called Giant.
This is so cute. I love it.
No one tells you this part about being on a GLP-1. You'll end up on some.
Okay. These are great. These are great. I love the logos. One thing that I will just say once here, and you guys can take it for what you will, just make sure you have permission to use logos from the company, just because it is their like property. They own it, and we don't want to have any issues with copyright or anything like that. Most companies won't care. You can probably just ask them, and they won't care. But I would give yourself a little more space here, and then I would make this smaller. And again, I would should I add my pitch video in the about section? You totally could, if you wanted to. Yeah, I like a video in the about section because it lets them know who you are like right away. Or if you wanted to keep that about me, like streamline this, anything that's in a series, anything that has commas and lots of words, like make that a bullet point. And then maybe put your pitch video over here or over here. Like if your picture is over here, let's just do that Z. Bring them back over here and then back this way. This looks good. I would put what type of video again. Is it a product demo? Is it a testimonial? Is it a spokesperson? All those things. And then let's see. I would do that for these as well. 5 is fine. It can be a little bit much. I'm so glad that you don't have them auto playing. I love that. And also, I was just going to say something real quick. You have your site icon changed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So it's called a site icon in Canva. It's called a favicon with the rest of the world. That helps you find, like which tab I have open. Oh, there's my girl. Ah, nice. I'm so happy to hear that. And it's just little things. And Google considers a site icon like pretty big deal as far as trusting a website. So it's an easy thing to do. But yeah, I would just make this a little bit smaller and then make the like what type of video it is this font size. That way brands can easily find, okay, this is what it looks like when she does a spokesperson. This is a product demo. This is a green screen. Some of this they can tell, but just help them. We don't want any kind of friction. I love that you have these labeled, this organic media. And if you have paid ads, because those are both kind of different, you can do that too. I'd give yourself a little bit of space. And again, I love the logos. I feel like they really stand out, like, wow, she's worked with a lot of people. But again, that's just my not legal advice. Just make sure it's okay to use their logos on your website. And then these are great. Yep, I love this. And I love that you have true UGC photography in there. Social proof, huge. Good job with that. Good job with that. The main thing I would say is give yourself a little more spacing between sections of information. Like maybe change this background out so that it's a true separation, and give yourself a little more space. Give yourself a little more space between those. I like this, my process. That's awesome. Also notice how it cuts off here. So you want to maybe take the background off of this. I don't know if you already did that, but it seems like it's cutting off. Same with this. And they're going to have different size screens. Like I'm on a wide screen. Most marketers are going to have a wide screen because they have a lot going on. And so it's going to look different. I don't like that Canva does things this way. But again, I would line things up a little bit. You can use a Chrome extension here called Grid Ruler, and you can pull things in, and then you can line them up against it. And I know Canva has something, but I don't really love it. But you can do that on the top. Like you can say, okay, every canvas, I'm going to have this much space before I start my text. And then as you go up, you can say, okay, I need to have this. Like I usually will put like 2 and say, I'm going to give myself however much space this is before I start my text. And then I'll go up and I'll be like, okay, my text is going to start right underneath there. That way it's uniform. So yeah, great website. Great website. Love it. Love the colors. If you have any questions, you can ask me in the community too. All right, I'm going to move on. I love that you have this form. I actually added one of those to mine. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Let's see. Let me see if I can see who's next. Amanda. Awesome. Oop. Copy link address. All right. All right. I'm just going to go through it super quick. Nice. Okay. That's awesome right there. I love that. I love when they show personality, like websites and landing pages show personality, because you really only have one page to really communicate who you are and have your brain voice in there. So here I would maybe put this in a frame. I'm going to make a tutorial on how to do that. Because I see that you took the background off, but it's cutting off a little bit. I mean, it works if you're on a smaller computer, like a laptop or something, but it cuts off. That's one of the things that makes me crazy about Canva. Only one of the things. I create UGC. That actually sounds like your customer because I am your customer. That is fantastic. That is the kind of copy that you want on your website. You do not want, I create authentic video content. Authentic. Like think of those words that are just overused. Like try not to use those. Authentic, high converting. I can't remember what the other ones are, but the ones you see all the time, try to get those off your website. Be original. And I know it's hard, but try to be original. Let's see. Click here. So I would make this a button because even if you get outside right here, it's not clickable. And then it's like, wait, where's the click? Okay, that way it's clicking. Where do I click? So again, you want to create the least amount of friction. Really, I would not even have this. I would not have email me and get started because they know if they email you, they're getting started. So don't communicate things that they will already know because it's just going to take up space and be kind of cluttered. So I would potentially make this into a button that has a different background and then just keep that clickable, and then make sure that you have that same mail to link in your button as well. I like this. I would potentially so I would have Amanda, UGC creator. I would take portfolio out because they already know it's a portfolio, and then I would put this underneath it. I would left align it because it's really hard to read left. It's hard to read center if you have a lot of text because your eyes trying to find like where do I start. That's just like consumer psychology. So if you have a lot of text going on, try to keep it left aligned because that's how we naturally read. And a little hint for I know I posted something like this, I don't know if everybody saw it, but if you can get some brand images that turn yourself to the side where you're kind of looking at your text, that will tell them, look at my text. So if you can get yourself some brand images like that, do that. I love this. Good job with putting what kind it is. Nice. I love this. That's great. That's great. Your spacing is great. That looks fantastic. I love your colors. I would give yourself a little more space there. So I would take...
Okay, can we talk about hair oil for a minute?
Also, good job not having your videos auto-playing. So I'm just going to do this. So this is how much space. I would make sure that everything has that same amount of space. And remember, this is Grid Ruler. I would and those two do. And so what I would do here is move everything down underneath this line. And then what I typically do is anchor my things to something. Like I don't just have it floating. You know, like a wall and a wall are anchored to each other. So you want, if you have your phone starting here.
Hi, I'm Amanda.
I would, if your phone starts there, I would move everything up here. I would left align that about me. And see if you can get this on one line. This is called an orphan word. And so if we can try to keep all that on one line, that'd be good. And then again, that looks good. UGC product photography. I'm so glad. This is, so this is UGC photography. This is product photography. So just being really clear that you understand that would be good. So maybe if you have something else with you or your pet in it would be good there. And I do like this because this is different. You know, I would have this a little higher because that's something that makes you stand out. You know, I might have your like one set of videos and then I might have your farm life up. I would put, if you're going to have these butted like right up to each other, I would put it like inside of a grid that has some lines, or I would pull it apart just a little bit.
Hey there, this is Hank. He's my 8-month-old
We have a Hank.
Japanese puppy, bursting with personality.
Yeah. And then I would also say what kind of video this is. This is super cute. Super cute. I potentially would put these across, but that is just literally a design thing. I think it's completely fine as is. These are cute. One thing you could do right here where it says testimonials, instead of wasting space with just saying testimonials, is actually go grab a testimonial that's kind of short. And that's like, maybe it's your top testimonial or your top comment. Put that right there. They're going to know. Like, you don't have to tell them that's a testimonial. Use that space wisely and just put another testimonial there. That's why I would maybe put this 3 across and then have that spaced out with that actual testimonial. You can probably make that a little bit smaller. But I love your colors. This is awesome. I would give yourself a little space there. Yeah. So when you use script, this is the kind of stuff that I would use script for. Things that are not so important for them to be able to read. I would say change the color of this because the contrast is not ADA compliant. You want to make sure, like this black against this pink is contrasting. Like my shirt and my hands are contrasting. You want to make sure that your website contrasts. And again, I would not have this extra. It's just more mental things. And they're moving fast. They're like having to make quick decisions. And I would fix this photo. I would absolutely use it because it's so cute. Yeah. But I would potentially left align all of this because again, it's like your eye is trying to compete with what am I supposed to be looking at? Where am I supposed to go? And I know it's like, well, it's obvious, but sometimes when you're doing a lot, you're like, I can't even, you know, and then they'll just move on. And we don't know when they just move on. We don't know, you know? So, yeah, I would keep your intro video to about like 15, 20, 30 seconds. So, all right, so I am going to move along. So we did Carmen's, we did Amanda's. I think we're doing great. All right, we're going to do Lynn's. Lynn, are you here? Are you here? Oh. Let me see if I can. Let me copy that. Oh, wait, that is not what I needed. I did not need a Discord channel. Let me just try to copy it. There. Copy the address. Yeah, make sure you guys are changing that site icon. So important and really does make you stand out. Awesome. Awesome. Oh, I looked at this the other day in the other group. All right. Awesome. Okay, I'm just going to go through just to remind myself. You have a great start already because I remember. I'm going to come back to this. This is good. Good. Okay. Awesome. Love your colors. Love that this is like very contrasting. So that's one thing that everyone needs to consider when you're choosing your hero image, colors that you're going to have on, make sure they complement your brand colors. And I could do a whole other stage, which I might, about your brand assets and your brand voice, because that is what's going to make you stand out. Just a portfolio is not necessarily going to make you stand out, but having your branding on point would be great. Like what I would love to see here, if you love this green, which Kelly green is one of my favorite colors. I mean, like really, I would wear it every day. And it looks really good on you. I would potentially use that color more. Like go to coolers.com, no, coolers.co, COOLERS, grab that color, grab like another color, and then get like 1 or 2 other colors that go with this, and then really use that to make it pop. One of the things that I don't love is that your arm is cut off. So I'm not sure if you could find a photo where you can see your whole body. If you need to take another one, I would. And I would turn your face to look at the text. I would totally do that. Let's see. So this feels sparse. It has what it needs, but it feels like it's like just missing a few things. So one of the things that's important, I'm going to flip back over just because I know I did it, is making sure all this lines up. And so this is called hierarchy. So your visual hierarchy. What's big? What comes down a little bit more? What comes down a little bit more? So what is the thing that you really want to stand out on your website? Do you want your name to stand out? Do you want that you're a UGC creator? Also, this is duplicate. So like if somebody says UGC, user generated content creator. So I would take that content out. I would make Lynn a little bit bigger and maybe even bold. Or even better would be to put UGC creator bigger and bolder, and then make this just a tiny bit smaller, and then move this let's connect up, but make sure it's clickable. Right now it's not clickable. And if you need to know how to do that, I definitely have a TikTok on my channel about that, and I can post that. These are clickable. Okay, so this is clickable. Yeah, just take this and do the same thing to this, but move this up and then put this underneath, and then again I would use that grid ruler and pull it and just make sure everything is aligned. I would do that. This is good, a good use of space. I like that, but I would get your whole body in there just in case it spreads out if they're on a bigger monitor. That way your whole body's in there. I would give yourself, yes, that's the whole thing. If you go through it's free to members in C5. If you go through my portfolio training, it's literally like I'm holding your hand, and I talk all about branding and how to find brand colors and how to like really stand out. I think you could totally bring that green in all over the place, or shades of it. But I would potentially, if you're going to keep it here, again, this is a great photo of you. There is some shadowing behind you, so there's that. But I would take this and remove the background and use that. And then maybe put like we did, or actually Elena did. Like she's in a green screen. There's a big green screen behind her. She's just in this chair, and then she brought in this background with AI, which was amazing. So you could potentially do that. I would put some returns here. I don't like to see any more than 3 lines. Just a small unasked for tip. UGC is usually, yeah, I just said that. Yeah, we don't want to duplicate that. But yeah, anything that is a series, again, short form videos, product demos, voiceovers, lifestyle, storytelling, I would make those bullet points so that they're easily scannable. I don't know if you noticed this, but I'm repeating myself a lot. So everything that I'm saying is in my portfolio training. I would love some feedback on that. And if it's hard to follow, I would love to know, because I really want it to work for you guys so that you can walk through step by step, because I feel like a lot of coaches just kind of leave you to your own devices and, creating a templated portfolio. Yes. And I can post that link as well. Let's see. Your photography is fantastic. So I would potentially do more UGC photography. So with a product, how you're using a product, because that's what brands really want to see. You can have this, but I would, if you're going to have photography, I would highly recommend, yeah. And I mean, you can go do that today. You can go take pictures of yourself with whatever today, holding your phone or that kind of thing. Like if these pictures, you could be pointing to the picture, that kind of, so product shots. Yes. This right here, fantastic. So this is actually UGC photography. Holding a product is UGC photography. This is just product photography. UGC photography, product photography. This, you're holding the product, that would be UGC. So that's you holding something, and then your pet in the background. Awesome. And yeah, I would just talk about what kind of videos these are here. And then again, I would just line everything up. I like to line everything up all the way down my website. I want everything to be lined up here, and then maybe like this, and then make sure nothing comes out over it. Think about when you're in school, and I know they're so great. Yeah, they're so great. You have a good on-camera presence. But think about when you're in school and you're not allowed to write in the margins. Same idea. Let's keep everything in the margins. That way, no matter what screen they're on, it will show up well. And then I would make this clickable as well, but this is good that you have this there. And I would move this up. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I definitely think green looks really good on you. I would play with that with your brand colors for sure. And then make sure you go in and change that site. I haven't that site icon. I haven't done this on anybody else's, but this goes for everybody. Basically, this, can you see what I'm looking at? I don't know if this extension is showing. Can you see this little drop down? I feel like you probably can't. No, just the blue lines. Okay. So I have an extension called Detailed. What is it called? Detailed IO. It's Detailed SEO extension. And basically it lets me look at what the meta title and meta description are. And your meta title and meta description are what show up when, like, think about when you go and do a search online. It's what shows up on that page. So when you are getting ready to publish your website, if you go, once you hit publish and you look down the little sidebar, it'll say settings. You go in there where you change your site icon, but also change that meta title. I would put UGC creator if you have something that makes you different, like you're in a certain age bracket or you do a certain kind of UGC. I'd put that in the title. I think you have 60 characters, and then do a little bit of a description, because Google uses those descriptions to pull your website up when you when people are looking. Like right now, if y'all go and type Gen X UGC couple, we come up. And that's just because I have the meta title and meta description in there. I have some semantic language on our website, all that good stuff. But you can get that. It's a purple D. And you can go look at other people's. You can spy on what other people have. So right now, Lynn says Lynn Hoffman, UGC content creator, because that's probably what's in the title. And then there's a missing description. So Google will pull from your website, but if there's not a ton to pull from, they might just leave it blank. So you really want to utilize that. Yes, I am recording this. And the thing is I have this is in the training. Like, what the whole meta title, meta description, it's all in the SEO part towards the end. Yes. All right. Okay. So I am going to go down. Let's see if there's anything else, because I wanted to show you guys some things. Is anybody else? We did Carmen. Wait. We did Carmen's. We did. Okay, I think we did everybody's. All right. So I want to show you. Let me see if I can find it. So this is what the training looks like. Okay, so it's free for C5. If you want to like share it with others, I do like an affiliate basically, and you can get, I can't remember what the affiliate is, but it's pretty generous. I sell it for $29 because it gives you a lot of value. It literally is walking you through. I'm trying to fill in a gap that gets left by UGC coaches, because they're not coaching you on how to make a portfolio, they're coaching you on how to do UGC. So I get that. So there's a welcome video that I need to redo. I threw this together, literally threw it together a few months ago and just haven't had time to go back. So there is a lesson PDF where you can go in and just click on that. And I mean, there's like clickable links if you want to look for something in particular, and it will walk you through everything. Let's see. Oh, let me go back. There is a portfolio template. You do not have to use it, but I highly recommend downloading it just so you can see how things are set up. And it's set up based on the research from UGC coaches, from brands that hire UGC creators. So it's not just like thrown together, which is what happens a lot of times in other communities, is they're just thrown together. Like, this is highly researched. It's SEO based. Like, all the things that are important for making sure you show up online are in this template. So even if you don't use it, which is fine, because there's 1,000 ways to do something, and I've seen some really cute things, but don't miss out on the SEO, like, and the site icons, and don't miss out on those little things that could really have you moving up. Okay. And then I also put a little freebie in here for a Canva rate sheet if you need one. It's just a little template that you can use. Absolutely don't have to, but if you don't want to put your pricing on your site, you can do that. So, and this just kind of walks you through everything. And then I don't think I have anything on the. Yeah, and so you'll just kind of walk through this, and it's about an hour. You can do it in chunks. Let's see. I think yeah. So there's that. This is like, we'll tell you each little thing about branding, about setting up your portfolio, about the SEO. Like, it'll just walk you through all that. And this is what the template looks like. I actually put some things in here recently when I updated it, like literally 2 weeks ago. I think a month ago, maybe 2 weeks. I can't remember. What is a direct response formula? You need to have some videos that showcase that. What kind of videos you should have should be showing up first on your portfolio, like right here. I have an article that I found about putting other brands' logos on your site that you might want to consider. I actually have some wording that I just put in I put it in the general feed, like the post, about like what I put in my contract to see, so I just started doing that. So I need to go back to some of the places that I've worked with and see if I can use their logo. But this right here is important. So you literally, when you get done, you can just delete it. this is a, you don't have to have this in here, but if you have something that you can showcase it for sure. This is an idea that I've been hearing about a lot that I'm not seeing on people's portfolios. It's showing that you know how to do funnels. I would love to see somebody do that. I actually just created some videos. I just have to edit it. I took one product and I did a top of funnel, a middle of funnel, and a bottom of funnel video, all with that one product that just shows that you understand, like, you understand if somebody says, I need a top of funnel video, or you can even use that language. That just helps you stand out as a UGC creator and helps you kind of hold your place. I have a little bit about what that is, what each one of these are. So if you don't have that, I actually don't have that part on the training, but you can easily read it and you can easily look it up, like examples of it. I may try to go back in there and add something that shows you different examples of top, middle, and bottom. But this is huge with brands. So I would highly recommend using one of these canvases. And you can literally, if you have your own website and you like this particular canvas, go in, create a blank one on yours, copy all of this, like just grab it all, and then hit Control or Command C and copy it. Go put it in your template, and then obviously wait till you have those videos, and then just kind of talk about it a little bit. Let's see. I don't know why I have that big old blank thing there, but and then so you will hear coaches that don't understand SEO say you don't need anything about what is UGC, but boy do I have some pushback on that. I don't care if a brand knows about UGC. I don't care. What I care is that Google knows what your website is about. This does not need to be all the way at the top. It can be at the very bottom. But at least Google sees that your website is about UGC, that you understand that it's marketing strategy, that you understand that it builds engagement, that you understand all these things. Like when brands are looking, they're going to be looking that you know these things. Okay. So that's why I put something on here. I would not use this exact wording because it could be considered duplicate content and you don't want your website dinged for duplicate content. Put it in Chat GPT or Claude or whatever you use and just say, hey, change this up for me, summarize this, give me bullet point, like change it up a little bit, and then delete this. And then find some statistics, because right now AI is loving statistics, loving it. AI is loving FAQs. So put those on your website, okay? Yeah, make sure that you have UGC photography and product photography. I'm so glad this is helpful. So this is kind of a different thing. And again, if you like how this looks, you can just copy and paste the elements over into your template that you have. And then if you're not ready to show it, just hit this little eye. It's so weird. It's backwards in Canva. It seems like it should be like X'd out if it's not going to show, but it's not. You have to click it where the eye is showing and it hides it. So if you're not ready to put that on there, you don't know what kind of your packages are, like, you don't have to put pricing here at all. You could just say, these are some packages that I offer. This makes you look easy to work with, okay? I don't really love this. I did this, but I don't really love it, so I don't usually include it when I'm doing websites. And then in the bottom, in the footer, like, you would delete all that, but put some of your work experience, your skills, your platforms, that kind of thing. So, yeah. And then we are hitting right at 11 o'clock. Let me see to make sure I didn't want to show you anything else. This is one that's on Card. And I like Card because it has so much, it's just like 1,000 times better for SEO, like 1,000 times better. Mobile optimization is just so much better. It's not hard. It's a little bit harder than Canva, but I actually have this template. So, I mean, literally you just pop in your stuff and change the colors and things like that. But it's not as Canva-ish, but that's okay. This looks professional. Everything's, pushed out the where it needs to be. And there's not 1,000 things jumping out at you. This is a Show It website. I love Show It. It's just beautiful. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's it. In the training, I have this Google link that has all of our previous audits. You will learn so much from just watching. You will learn so much. You will hear the same things over and over again. And this little guy right here, he used my template. He literally, and I'm not making any claims, like, I'm not a doctor or whatever. I do know SEO. Like, I literally have trained so much in SEO and AI. Like, I know it. This guy did it. He literally got found the next day. And he was like, you know why I know? Because I don't have this email posted anywhere else. So I know they found my website. So I'm just saying, there are tactics that are in the training that you can start using right now. People are looking. Brands are looking right now. Yes. Yeah. You know what, Lynn? When I first started, I didn't know the difference between UGC photography and product photography. Like, I don't know. Maybe coaches talked about it, but I don't remember that. It's just from years of being in there. And then I have some links here from actual UGC coaches that, they're talking about different things that should be in your portfolio, and they work with brands and that kind of thing. So yeah, it is a whole new language. UGC is its own language. Oh, makes you crazy. So does anybody, yeah, you might as well, really, for our UGC portfolios, the main purpose is to have a link to give to somebody. If you're wanting to apply to something on X or LinkedIn or somewhere that, if you get some inbounds in email, the whole purpose is for you to be able to share your link. But why not have your portfolio working for you? I mean, it's just sitting there. It's kind of like the Fiverr of all the rest of the UGC world. So you might as well, you do it one time, and then, as you update your website and stuff, you can, update some things. But for the most part, if you have those particular settings set up, that's great. All the places that you can share your website, there's something called domain authority. The more places that have your thing called as a backlink, so someone else has your backlink. Like my website is on the Wovo site. My website, maybe I put it on Facebook. Maybe I put it somewhere. So the more places that you have that link out in the public domain, the bigger chance you have of your link starting to show up. So there's just so much to SEO. I could spend a whole hour on just that, and AI, like coming up in AI overviews. There's just lots of things that you can do, even as a beginner. Like within 2 weeks, my portfolio was coming up in searches, and I didn't know what I was doing. That was last November or December. I had no clue what I was doing, except for I knew how to build a website and I knew SEO. So there's lots of things that you can do there with that. If you're like, oh, I'm not a salesy gal, but if you need help, I do tidy ups. I do actual builds, and they're not expensive, because I want you to be successful. But also, I will just talk to you in the community. Like, if you have a question, I will make a video for you. If it's something that's like, okay, I should probably make a video about that, or I'll go grab one of my TikTok links. If you go to my website, if you look at a resources blog, I have a ton of things that talk about it. And then I also have, let me see, UGC portfolio tips. I have not updated this in a while, but this is literally just embeds from TikTok. So this is like way earlier in the year that I did these. But they're just common things that people struggle with. That I was like, let me find a place that's easy for people to get to. So lots and lots and lots of free things for you. You can also get to the portfolio here, the same portfolio that's in Creator 5. Just make sure you use Creator 5, like all together. I think it's the capital C, so that you can get it for free, because there's a coupon there. So, because I don't want you guys paying for it. Yeah. I am a web designer. I have been for, I quit counting. It's been at least, 16, 17 years. And I basically learned myself. And then about 5 years ago, I was like, I should actually probably really learn what I'm doing. And then I was all in. And I'm in a web design community, much like C5, where we share all the knowledge, all the things that are important for getting found online, helping our businesses getting found online. So I love that part of it, but I also love UGC. And so I was like, well, I'm just going to marry the two. I'm going to do some web design stuff in UGC. So, if you have questions, please tag me in the community. I've gotten an influx of web design business in the last few weeks, and so I may not be as visible, but tag me. I check it every day, usually before I go to bed, and I will do my best to answer your questions about UGC portfolios. I am not the guru. I'm just one voice of many, but I do know what works. I do know what gets people found. I do know how to get you showing up if that's what you want to do. And yeah, so I think that's it. Thank y'all for coming. This was so fun. I love sharing information. Like, I love sharing anything that can help somebody else get moving. So now I am going to go lay down because I do not feel great. And I will talk to you guys soon. I will be kind of checking out the chat today. I'm gonna kind of rest up. I've been going 90 to nothing the last little bit, so my body is saying, yeah. All right, and as soon as this, I'm so glad, Lynn. I'm so glad. As soon as I get this recording processed, this is my first time recording this long in OBS, but Arbel says it's amazing, and so as soon as I get that done, I will get it wherever it needs to go, and I will let y'all know where it is. So, yeah, thank you again. It was so much fun. I love it. And again, if you have questions, let me know. All right, I'm going to sign off. Bye, guys.